According to mainstream textbooks, 80% of Chinese characters are phono-semantic compounds, 形声字. I don't believe that. I'm here to challenge. Through almost 6 years of unpacking Chinese characters, all the way to trace back to the source, I observed that almost every compound Chinese characters are semantic compounds. So they are multi-semantic masterpiece. Very logical, very explainable. And here is why I'm showing you in examples of every week these so-called 形声字. I'm going to show you that actually the sound making part, the phono part, actually is a semantic part. I'm Sophie, data analyst by trade and language analyst by choice. I'm a native Chinese speaker, as you can tell. I'm not very fluent in English, but I'm excited to be here to force myself to face the camera and share with you what I learned. 碟, another 碟. So the right side is 叶, the left side is 足. 叶 means layered generations of leaves or tree rings. That's thing, successive. And then the left side 足 means foot symbol. Together, it means step. It describes a particular kind of step. It's almost like gingerly step on something lightly, repetitively, without much impact, or it's not like a trample. Like we came across so many different footwork. This is one kind that's related, like defined or specified by the exactly right side. It's not just any kind of stepping. It describes as layered multitudes of stacked up stepping. So that's what we have here. Again, unpack based on 2,000 years ago's Xu Shen's dictionary. You can see there's a line here, so that means Xu Shen did not record this in his compiled dictionary. It could either be this scholar forgot about it, or this was a concept that was created later than this 2,000 years ago's dictionary compiler's time. And it's very likely be a later creation because later days, new scenarios, new societal trends, and use applications for the language to describe a particular kind of footwork that prompt the creation of this combination. Okay, so this 叶, again, made of 3 crosses. 3 cross, each cross means number 10, and Chinese create a number 10 from this roping technology that ancient times record keeping by tying a knot on the rope. And instead of just add a little dot on that rope thing, we add a horizontal line to intersect the supposedly the knot part to make it more obvious. And 3 of them means 30, and 30 was an ancient belief of a lifespan. It doesn't mean you necessarily have to die by age 30, but it's the expectation of your lifetime. By the time of 30, you should be able to produce the next generation or reproduce. So this eventually 30 means 3 decades of human life, and that means 1 generation. Okay, that generation gives you the sense of is reoccurring, right? We keep reproducing, reoccurring, and that paired with the tree symbol. That gives you the sense of the trees are renewing, getting rebirth every springtime, new layers of leaves or the rains on that trunk. So this repetitive motion over time, because it was 3 decades put in there, Paired with the left side is the foot symbol that we have the literal 3-toe right foot symbol in there. So big toe, pinky, the rest of the toes, and then the sole. That's a weird rendering, but that's how Chinese abstract human foot anatomy. And then this thing, according to scholars, is a kneecap. So when we have the foot symbol by itself, it actually means standing still. When we put a kneecap on top of it, it actually means you start moving, because the kneecap serves as the rotation, the joint that's going to make sure you're going to swing that foot front and back, right? So that's the walking symbol. Eventually, we also have the other walking symbols. Here, if it simply means footwear or motions of foot, let's put that way. So motion of foot paired with layers of trees together give you the sense of layered footsteps. Okay, layered footsteps. 叠足, exactly what it said. We just said it twice. 足 is this left side of it, and that means the footwork, right? That you're stepping around in this successive, repetitive, like a singly shallow, not forceful, but lightly touched stepping. So I guess we can, not exactly tap dance. High frequency, shallower tap dance can be quite forceful, right? So, but here it gives you the sense of it's a light-footed, high frequency, and a shallow kind of reoccurring footsteps, like this reoccurring renewals of the tree. 叠马 talks about this designed horse footsteps. So it's kind of horse training to, in Chinese, I know it's called 马术表演. It's almost the art of the horse footwork, that you can train the horse to behave in a certain way, to walk in a certain way. So this carefully footed horse is the imagery here. 叠坐, 坐 means seating, or the way you sit. The way you sit, okay. 叠坐 here means you stacking up your legs. The way you sit is by stacking your legs up, which is cross-legged sitting. A little bit of historical background. Apparently, before furnitures like tables and chairs were invented, which was in China about 1,000 years ago, language obviously existed way before then. So the old lifestyle would be people sitting on their heels, imagine. Kind of like Japanese people still preserved much of the ways that 2,000 years ago, at the time the Xushen Dictionary was created, way of life. And so you notice Japanese people can sit on their heels for quite a long time and with knees closed. And that's the correct etiquette of sitting. The right way to sit is by sitting on your heels with knees closed. That's respectful. Probably ancient times that people didn't wear underwear like today, so you cannot really spread your legs. Who would cross-leg sitting? Obviously, it's not the law-abiding ancient Chinese people. It's from a different culture. It's the horse people from the north, because they ride horses, so they probably figure out their pants situation better than the Chinese back then, that they would be able to sit cross-legged. And also culturally, it's comfortable, it's functional. And for horse riding people, 叠坐, cross-leg sitting was the norm there. So when Chinese observe that and create this expression, we often call that not only 叠坐, like stack up leg sitting, but also 胡坐. 胡 is the word to describe the northern horseman to Chinese culture. And we're pointing out specifically, this is foreign way of sitting, not approval. It's one culture judging another culture's way of sitting. So here we have deer and picking your footsteps carefully. Thank you for your time. See you another day.